Hello, and thank you for joining us on the Bitcoin Brew. We've got the latest and greatest Bitcoin tea with a possible side of crypto. I'm Becca, here with my co-host Amy. Today, we are talking about a huge partnership between two exceptional companies aimed at accelerating Bitcoin and cryptocurrency adoption. Cannot wait to hear about that. We will also be talking about how Bitcoin miners are weathering this wintry market and stablecoin regulation, the good, the bad, the ugly of it all. And last but not least, Colombia elected a new president who is pro-Bitcoin. Please know, we are not investment advisors, and today's talk is for entertainment purposes only. We are affiliated with the Texas Blockchain Council, an industry association focused on making Texas the jurisdiction of choice for Bitcoin and blockchain innovation. Please take a few seconds to help wake up the YouTube algorithm. I hear that's an important thing to do. Subscribe to our channel and then go ahead and tap that like button. All right, Amy, let's dive in.
Oh my gosh. That was the first time we've seen that.
Yes.
So official.
It's very official. Is it too official? Do we deserve that? I don't know.
I didn't realize that the camera was doing video. I thought it was, just like snapshots. Fantastic.
Yeah, thanks to Harper Belmont for making us look good.
Thanks, team.
All right, Amy, let's get started.
Let's do it. I come before you today to announce a beautiful union between two TBC member companies that occurred on June 21st, 2022. Deloitte and NYDIG. Should anyone present know of any reason this couple should not be joined in holy matrimony, speak now or forever hold your peace. In all seriousness, let's break down this power couple. Deloitte is one of the big four investment firms. They specialize in taxes, auditing, consulting, AI analytics, and cyber risk, among others. You may have heard of them recently because they just allowed their employees to convert a percentage of their paycheck into Bitcoin. The New York Digital Investment Group, I got this, NYDIG, provides support to companies in banking, rewards, and loyalty programs. And according to a survey conducted by NYDIG, global financial institutions and banks, they are ready to start accepting Bitcoin and stablecoin payments in the coming 2 years. This union aims to accelerate adoption while ensuring compliance. The launch coincides with a major drop in cryptocurrency prices. I'm sure you've heard about that.
A little bit, yes.
Yes, Bitcoin has been losing about 50% of its value since the beginning of 2022. However, the team is taking a longer view, and they expect many companies will continue to build out their own digital asset infrastructure and products. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think it's cool that products are still being built. People are still bullish on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Despite the market downturn, which has been pretty significant lately. So hopefully they can learn from some of the mistakes that are kind of coming out of the woodwork in all of this craziness. But
I agree. And I've got some interesting pieces about stablecoins are actually showing a regeneration of interest right now. So, it's not all doom and gloom in the markets right now.
Yeah, that's very interesting to me, especially after Terra Luna and USDT and all of those things.
Oh, NYDIG and Deloitte have just recently joined. I would say maybe in the last 2 or 3 months have they come on board with the TBC. So I'm eager to meet some members and hopefully get to network with some of them at some happy hours and events that we have going on.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they're two awesome companies to be partnered with. So sure. Very cool. Well, the second topic that we're going to get to today is the fact that Bitcoin miners are feeling squeezed with the market downturn. Because the price of Bitcoin has fallen to a 4-year low, which is somewhat to be expected, some small miners, also known as at-home miners, are unplugging due to the fact that they're no longer profitable. Large-scale miners are downsizing staff, cutting costs wherever they can, and selling some of their Bitcoin to remain online. Cointelegraph reported that public miners, who make up around 20% of the hash rate, had to sell almost 90% of their May Bitcoin profit. These are hard times for the mining industry. Some silver lining in all this, though, is that the fact that miners are unplugging could be signaling the bottom of the bear market. The other upside is that now is a great time to not only get into Bitcoin if you aren't already, but to go ahead and buy Bitcoin, because I truly believe that wherever the bottom of this bear market is the lowest price that you'll be able to buy Bitcoin going forward. When the next bull run happens, I feel like most people will be kicking themselves for not getting into these prices. So here's my 2 cents. The 4th of July weekend is coming up. So likely everyone's going to have a little bit of extra time. I would highly recommend ordering a copy of Jan Pritzer's book, Inventing Bitcoin. It's about $8 on Amazon. Order it today so that you get it in time for the weekend. Read as much as you can. It's a very easy read. And then after you're done with at least half of the book, I feel like you will be ready to buy Bitcoin and you'll feel empowered and informed to do so.
Good advice. Do you remember we were talking about this strange phenomenon that happened over Memorial Weekend?
Yes.
Where we saw the price of Bitcoin go up after the long weekend, and we were debating about maybe people having more time on their hands to do the reading and the research, maybe people getting together, congregating at barbecues and whatnot, talking about all the great, features of Bitcoin. I'd love to see that happen again. We could use a little uptick in the market right now.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And I've listened to a few podcasts lately that have said, like, if you haven't gotten your Bitcoin off of exchanges, you need to do so before the weekend, because I guess with the 3-day weekend coming up, markets opening on Tuesday will be more volatile. And I don't know. I don't understand that world very well, but I'm trying to learn. And so, yeah, I feel like it is a good thing about Bitcoin too, and cryptocurrencies, is that it never closes. So you can do it anytime. But
that's very true. And when you were talking about the mining thing, the pinch that they're feeling, is there anything that's going on that's incentivizing miners to stay online?
Just their block reward that they're going to get by continuing to mine. It's just hard with the market downturn and cost averaging and what their profit's going to be for the small miners. The big miners, I feel like there will be a few acquisitions that probably happen, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I don't know if that really answers your question.
Okay, so topic 3, stablecoin regulation. We came back from Consensus in Austin and we heard about Senator Toomey from Pennsylvania. He all but guaranteed there was going to be stablecoin legislation by the year end. This is very timely as the percentage of stablecoins in the market has hit an all-time high, pointing to hopefully an upcoming crypto upside period. According to JP Morgan analysts, the shares of stablecoins rose by 14%. A new historical high since 2020. Toomey claims that the bill that would need to pass has to have 2 components. It has to be bipartisan, and it also has to allow for innovation. So his bill is called the Stablecoin Trust Act. It's the law that would mandate backing, redemption, and authentication of stablecoins, but it does not include audits. Another bill that we're really following closely is the one by Lummis and yes, Gillibrand. It's a 69-pager, which is huge. However, they front load it with a bunch of definitions, and they define things like digital assets. They describe fungibility. And then what they do is they call stablecoins, they call them payment stablecoins. And they're really pushing that they be 100% backed by something, fiat, some sort of monetary backing. So this also is a bipartisan framework. It would create regulatory clarity for agencies charged with supervising digital asset markets, providing strong, tailored regulatory framework for stablecoins. Also in this is a responsible payment innovation and consumer protection. So there's a lot in it. It could still be modified. It's not quite on the chopping block yet to get voted in, and we'll see.
I wonder, do you know where the bill is and where it stands at the moment?
I do not.
Yeah,
I don't think that they would vote on it until November is my gut feeling.
Yeah, I'm glad we have some allies though that are really doing their research. I'm sure there's so many organizations helping them. going to be interesting to see.
It really is. And with the piece about the stablecoins having to be 100% backed, that's going to really remove from the playing field the algorithmic stablecoins.
I was wondering about that.
Yes, and it is a nod to what you were saying about the Terra Luna situation, that we saw such devastation from that, and this is going to hopefully put some guardrails up and keep something like that from happening again.
Yeah, hopefully. I heard something else about Voyager as well. Something. I wonder how exchanges will play into all that too. But I don't know. I just feel like they should be more regulated.
Maybe you're thinking about Celsius and how they're
No, it's definitely Voyager. But Celsius has all these issues too.
I mean, it's a hotbed. This is definitely a needed legislation policy that needs to come through. And Toomey is from Pennsylvania. I'm going to say Lummis, she's out of Wyoming, who's made huge strides in the whole crypto field. And then her partner, Gillibrand, is out in New York.
Okay.
So a lot of different states, putting together some ideas on all this.
All right. Well, for our final segment here, we're going to take a short break from news in the U.S., jump over to South America, where Colombia just elected a new president who seems historically to be a fan of Bitcoin. Gustavo Petro, who is the president-elect of Colombia, has a history of being pro-Bitcoin. He has stated in the past that Bitcoin can give the power back to the people, which is definitely something that his campaign has been based on. His views have been criticized as being dictator-like. However, he has said that he is only for the people and vows to address inequality. I found this to be very interesting. His vice president-elect, Francia Marquez, will be Colombia's first Black vice president, and she's a woman. Miss Vice President-elect is truly a remarkable person. Miss Marquez worked as a maid while being a single parent, and while she was working as a maid, being a single parent, she worked to earn a law degree, and now she will be the first Black female vice president of Colombia. It's absolutely incredible. She has made her message of minimizing inequality very clear, especially as it relates to women's rights. These two are incredibly dynamic, and I'm interested to see what they do once in power. There is considerable corruption in Colombia that Bitcoin adoption could help address if they will allow it. This should also be a signal to the U.S. that Bitcoin adoption is inevitable and should be taken very seriously. It can also be helpful to address poverty if it's done in a proper way. I can't leave this topic without giving a shout out to Paxful for educating impoverished countries around the world about Bitcoin and Bitcoin adoption. And most recently, they were in Colombia doing work there.
This is something I've always wanted to pick your brain about, actually.
Okay.
When we're talking about Bitcoin, and El Salvador adopted it as their currency. And, they were sort of a use case. I mean, how closely do you think Colombia is going to follow in what El Salvador did? Or do you think they're going to do anything different?
I have no idea. Yeah. It's unfortunate that the two world leaders who are pro-Bitcoin have also had more of a dictator-like background. However, I just really hope that they're in it for the people, because Bitcoin can bring so much more freedom, ownership, creating businesses, helping families, helping children. So I'm really hopeful that that's the long-term goal.
Hopefully coming in right now, as we've been talking about with the markets being low, at least from a Bitcoin perspective, this could be a good time to buy in as the country. Because I was reading El Salvador when President Bukele said he was buying the dip back when Bitcoin was around $60,000.
Sure.
Now, looking back in the rearview mirror, we're realizing that was definitely not the dip. Maybe fast forward a couple months from now, hopefully we'll see that this was truly the dip, and this could be a really opportune time to transition over into a Bitcoin currency.
Yes, and I hope other countries are kind of picking up on that, of the 4-year cycles of Bitcoin, so that they don't do the same thing that Bukele did. Not necessarily what he's doing, but when he did it. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to watch.
Yes, it will.
Yeah.
Yes, it will.
All right. Well, before we go, we wanted to let you know about the Texas Blockchain Council's meetups happening all over Texas. There's a Bitcoin networking happy hour in Austin on Tuesday, June 28th. I won't be there at that one. Are you going to be there?
I'm going to try to go.
Nice. Okay.
Yes, it's going to be at the Spider House instead
a
of
new venue.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
We're moving out of Bolden Acres because it's going to be really toasty. So thought an indoor venue might be better.
True. I'm going to try to go to the one in July. So.
Oh, good.
I don't know. Who will be there for that one? And then on June 30th in Houston, there will be a Bitcoin meetup at the Little Woodrows from 6 to 9. You can always find more information on the TBC's event page on our website. That's all for today's show. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.